The Gauteng government says it is ready to start a new chapter without e-tolls. Yesterday, Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana announced that government would pay off, that's national government, 70% of Sanral's debt, while the provincial government would have to settle the remaining 30%.
Yeah, he then passed the ball to the provincial leaders for a final decision on its retention or possible scrapping. Now, since 2013, e-tolls have been met with fierce resistance from motorists, with less than 20% paying.
Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana says the government has committed to making an initial allocation of 23.7 billion from the national fiscus, but under strict conditions. He says what the Gauteng provincial government decides to do with e-tolls, whether to keep them or scrap them, is entirely up to them.
I'm not getting rid of the countries. I'm getting rid of the debt. I'm getting rid of the debt. Now, Gauteng has got to maintain the roads. What financial instruments they're going to use to maintain the roads is their business. They may then decide that they don't want the countries, they're going to put it from their equitable share, that's fine. Or they're going to raise other revenues. Or they may decide to keep the countries in order to collect a small amount for maintenance.
Meanwhile, Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi has welcomed the announcement by the Finance Minister. He says his administration will be talking to Sanral with a view to repurposing e-toll infrastructure.
I've already appointed Minister Jacob Mamabulo, who's MEC Jacob Mamabulo, who's the MEC for Finance, just to develop a new revenue model on how we're going to pay this 30%. And we'll share it openly and transparently with people of Gauteng, how we want to pay the 30%. But we are thrilled. We've passed the era of e-tolls. E-tolls in Gauteng are now history.
At the same time, COSATU has also welcomed the announcement, saying it is a positive move.
So we're pleased government is now paying the e-toll debt. We hope we can just simply call the funeral service and close this silly chapter, come with a better model to fund infrastructure, but we shouldn't be constantly seeking to be squeezing workers who are struggling to survive of every little last rand and cent they have to pay for public services.
We are delighted. It's positive news. I think we need that. But it's also a time to be thankful for so many motorists that said, you know what, we are not going to be bullied. This scheme does not make sense. It's actually civil disobedience in a democracy. And I think the lesson we've learned is that government should listen when civil society speaks.
E-tolls have been met with resistance from road users since inception in 2013, leading to non-payment by many and calls to scrap the system altogether.